What's up guys, it's Paraly5er here. Today we've got a brand new Grounded patch. I'm going to be breaking down the patch notes so we can go through them for everybody. As you can see here, the patch was released on October 28th, 2024, which we are a couple days late on this, I apologise. The last patch before this was technically September 30th, but this one I don't really count. This just made it so that you could play on Steam without having a Microsoft account. So I would say technically the last patch was August 13th. Which means it's been September, October, 2.5 months since the last update before this one. So let's see what they've added to the game. Halloween time. The Scarecrow building is now available for purchase in the science shop through October only. Now, if you're watching this video, you're going to think, this patch was released on October 28th. And this is only available through October. So when I'm releasing this video on the 30th, you have but 24 hours, basically, to buy this blueprint from the shop. Otherwise, it's gone for the next 12 months. So if you haven't bought it, go into your worlds and go into the science shop and buy the blueprint for the Scarecrow. It's very important you pick it up. You're going to want to have it if you're collecting everything. They look pretty cool. They're a good decoration item. And when you place them down, overnight and over time, they're going to spawn in crow feathers underneath them that you can break. Not sure if you can get the trinket from these crow feathers. Have not got one yet. But if it does drop one, then I will let you know. And yeah, you're going to want to definitely pick up this recipe for a bunch of crow feather pieces so you can farm them, especially if you like building with crow feathers. They fix it so the jack-o'-lantern shows up on the porch properly. It's a good thing they fixed that. You know, there's 3 days left of October, so I'm glad my jack-o'-lantern is back for the most important day of all, which is Halloween. We have pet baby ant buffs changed. The red ant pet has changed the hauling capacity increase from 10 to 15, which is nice. It's always nice to have it increased and give us more hauling strength. The black ant pet has increased damage resist from 10% to 50%, which is insanity. Now, Emmy and I had tried this out in the past because the wiki said it was already 50%, and we tried it, and it wasn't 50% at all. It was pretty bad, to be honest. And we were very confused, but the wiki was obviously wrong. It was 10% initially. It's now been increased to 50%, which is just insane, especially for New Game Plus. This is basically going to make you, like, invincible. You know what I mean? Like, 50% damage resist is crazy, so very, very nice change. And then third, we have the Fire Ant Pet. They've made it so instead of having increased acid damage, which was pretty useless, they changed it to 25% all damage. This is insanely strong, especially for those like myself who like to run really high damage builds in New Game Plus, where you're running like Fresh Up Best, Fresh Up Major. If you then have this ant that boosts your damage by another 25%, you're going to obliterate every enemy, every boss, everything in the backyard with a properly maxed out build. So this is a really, really good change. Glad to see that these ant pets are like really OP now. Does mean the other pets are pretty underwhelming. The gnat, for example, is pretty useless with the glider thingy because it just doesn't work that much. I think it's meant to increase your gliding speed, which is pretty useless. The weevil's useless. It gives you thirst rate. Who's going to use that in New Game Plus? Nobody, because you have 0% thirst at that point. And the aphid is going to make it so you lose less stamina when running. Again, New Game Plus, you have so much stamina, it's kind of irrelevant. So the ant pets are definitely the way to go. These are the 3 best pets in the game by a mile. Then, in terms of the Remixed yard changes, they've finally fixed sour infusions. They made it so the AoE damage is massively reduced. They removed the stun from the AoE attack. And they made it so if the sour orb itself hits you directly, it will still do high damage and stun. But it's once the orb has come off and it starts doing its like shocking ability, kind of like the Sour Staff does, those are going to do less damage from the AoE. It's just if the orb hits you directly that it's going to do that massive amount of damage now. It also says that Sour Orb can be perfect blocked, which I thought it already could be perfect block, but maybe I imagined that. It's nice that they've clarified that it can. I didn't realize it could before. Maybe you could parry the AoE, but not the actual orb itself was the problem. I'm not too sure, but good that it's changed. And then creature damage scaling has been reduced from 40 to 20 per remixed level. This is a huge, huge change. So it basically means if you were on New Game Plus 10, they were doing 400% extra damage. Now they're only doing 200% extra damage, which is nowhere near as much. It means every New Game Plus is going to be a lot easier. You're going to die a lot less. And the game as a whole has basically been made much easier. It's really nice for those that are on really high New Game Pluses, like myself. I think I'm on New Game Plus 10 on one world, and we had to change it to mild. Because Emmy and I were just getting one shot if we got hit. Whereas with this change, I'm hoping we won't get one shot anymore, and we'll be able to survive to higher New Game Pluses without being one-tapped by every enemy, which is really nice. The bigger problem here would obviously be the fact that armor can't be upgraded. You can't upgrade your defense in higher New Game Pluses, which personally I would have implemented an armor system to upgrade it to level 15, but that's neither here nor there. Playgrounds. Additional items that can only be found in Remixed yards can be placed in Playgrounds mode. This is a very nice change once again. They said they were going to add all the stuff from the Remixed yards into Playgrounds eventually, and it seems like they have done that finally. They've added the stuff that is supposed to be there in Playgrounds. Obviously, they didn't put it there initially because they didn't want to spoil all of the stuff that was exclusive to New Game Plus. But now that everyone's had a chance to explore it, it's been out for like, I don't know, 7-8 months now. It's been a long time since it released. Then now they're starting to put that in Playgrounds so that people can use it. I think it would have been nice if they'd have done it a bit sooner, but better late than never, you know. I'm glad to see this change made. Here we are real quick. I loaded up a Playgrounds world just to show this off. As you can see, there are all of the tier 4 weapons and tools here. There don't seem to be... Oh, there's the tier 4 bows as well. Yeah, those are here. Tier 4 blaster as well. I'm actually curious, if I add this to my inventory, how does that work? Oh, it just gives you random buffs every time. Okay, that's pretty useful. Would have been nice to be able to put guaranteed buffs on, I guess, too, but doesn't seem to be a thing. We have the necklace, the link, and the wristband, obviously. I think those were already there, though. I don't really use Playgrounds too much, so I don't know what was and wasn't here already. I know one of the issues a lot of people had was to do with the summoning thing. Let's see. Creature spawner. They still haven't made it so you can spawn infused creatures. They added the infected ant and the baby ants. Maybe those were already there, but there's still no choice to make a creature infused when you summon it, which is very annoying, to be honest. Obviously, people really want that. They want to be able to make infused playgrounds, and it just doesn't seem to be an option. I think that's all that was added in here. Like I say, I don't really pay too much attention to Playgrounds, so if there's anything else new here that they've added, then feel free to let me know. Obviously, the Scarecrow was already here, I think. So, yeah, I think that's everything that was added. The parts and stuff for the infected ants are here too, but I think, again, those were already here. I think the main thing that was changed is they added the infused weapons. So, yeah, very, very nice change, and very nice to see that they get a couple of random effects on them when you get them as well. So, a very good change indeed. In terms of bug fixes, they made it so the Koi Armor set bonus defense down effect works correctly against creatures resistant to acid status effects. I've never heard of this bug in my life. I'm a bit disappointed this section isn't longer. There's a lot of bugs that have been in the game since the fully yoked version dropped that I've reported, and none of them seem to have been fixed, which is unfortunate. The main one for me is the Broodmother fight. Once you get to stage 3 in multiplayer, if you're not the host, there is massive delay between her attacks and when they land, and you're guaranteed to die if you're not the host. It's a really big issue. So yeah, that's the main one I want to see fixed in an update as soon as possible would be really nice. But overall, this is a really good update. It's probably the best update we've had in like the past 3-4 updates of the game. And it's definitely the biggest one we've had. It's a bit of a shame the Scarecrow is coming so late. Like I say, make sure you go purchase that if you haven't already. It's very important you get it before the end of October, or you won't see it until next year. Yeah, thank you all for watching this video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like on it. I'll see you in the next Grounded video. Have a great rest of your day.